Just like how the iPhone 13 series is the hot cake among iPhone lovers, so is the LG C2 among smart TV enthusiasts. But why are people spending so much on the LG C2? To answer that question, let's look at some features that make this TV beat the competition. The design is outstanding.
This TV just hits different.
The LG C2 came with many changes, all for the better. One of the most important changes is that the stand is now more stable and smaller, which makes it easier to put the TV on both large and small surfaces. Because of the stand's design, it is easier to hide the messy cables from a soundbar under the TV frame. It could use a little more height so that a soundbar can fit more easily, but that's nothing to worry about. It is just a matter of convenience. Another noticeable observation is that all the connections are on the side, except for the CI interface, which faces up. This makes the C2 convenient to mount on the wall, which brings a different feel to how your room looks. If you have an eye for beauty, it is a no-brainer to conclude this C2 is LG's best-looking C-Series model so far. It is simply the most beautiful and the best OLED TV around. It would have been bad news if all this TV could boast of its external beauty. However, that's not the case. Thanks to LG's latest processor technology, the C2 displays very quality pictures dynamically in any environment. We will discuss that further down the video, so grab a cup of coffee and let's roll. Interface, software, and apps. The 2022 version of WebOS is a continuation of the decision made in the previous year to switch to an interface that focuses on curating content. You could easily get around the issue by going to the App Store through the home dashboard or voice control using Alexa or Google Assistant. Also, the Magic Remote is going nowhere since it is easier to use and the cursor doesn't move around the screen as much. There are hotkeys for Netflix, Prime Video, Disney+, and Rakuten. US customers can use Hulu, HBO Max, and Sling TV. With Freeview Play, UK customers can use catch-up and on-demand apps. Also, LG Channels lets you stream nearly 200 free channels, and Live Now, which is only available on LG TV, lets you watch live music concerts and other events.
Free stuff!
Like LG Channels, subscribing to this channel comes with many free and quality content for your enjoyment. The good news is that with AMD, Nvidia, and Google Stadia putting their weight behind the C2, the TV can't get it wrong when it comes to gaming. There is much exciting stuff to discover. Features and connectivity. There are 4 2.1 HDMI inputs, 2 of which support eARC for sending audio to a compatible soundbar. Other features include the optical out, headphone out, Ethernet, satellite, aerial inputs, 3 USB, and a CI Plus 1.4 slot. The TV takes wireless connectivity to the next level by integrating Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 5.0, AirPlay 2, Chromecast, and Bluetooth Surround Ready. With Bluetooth Surround Ready, you can connect wireless speakers that act as surround speakers. Also, the C2 has WiSA connectivity, which lets you add wireless speaker packages and soundbars wirelessly.
Everything's wireless, yeah!
Sound quality. The C2 has a 40-watt, 2.2-channel sound system that works with Dolby Atmos, but a soundbar or wireless sound system won't be a bad option if you want something different. The C2 is packed with the AI Sound Pro mode. Switching your TV to this mode processes the audio and makes the sound louder, clearer, and more open. But it makes details stand out that should stay in the background. To be fair, it's not a completely accurate or natural way to show what's being watched. On the other hand, the standard mode is better because it doesn't use processing to make the tone more natural and smoother. The cinema mode is also crafted for movies because it finds more energy and uses processing to make depth. But when Atmos soundtracks are found, Dolby Atmos processing is turned on to give them a virtual 7.1.2 upmix. Picture quality. The C2 has an Evo OLED screen that is brighter. The C2 measures around 854 nits in standard mode, whereas the Vivid mode can go as high as 909 nits. However, brightness is only one side of the equation when the TV makes a good picture. Dolby Vision IQ with precision detail is another thing in the mix. Dolby Vision IQ automatically adjusts the image for bright and dark rooms. And this improved version gets more sharpness and detail from both bright and dark parts of the image. LG says this is possible because of its 9 Gen 5 AI processor. At the time of this video, LG was the only TV company to offer this. Furthermore, HDR10 and HLG are the other HDR formats that are supported. But LG chose not to include HDR10+, so that video from services like Prime Video and Hulu would look more exquisite. The C2 has created a niche for itself as gamers' favorite TV. You won't find a TV with as many gaming features as the C2 that costs the same, and it is not an exaggeration.
Which is pretty cool, because
when a gaming device is detected, the Auto Low Latency mode automatically puts the TV in its lowest latency state, while the variable refresh rate changes the screen's refresh rate in real time to eliminate visual artifacts like tearing and give a fast response time. Also, the high frame rate of 4K at 120 Hz lets you see a smoother image with less lag. They are available on every HDMI input, unusual for TV other than LG, and a few high-end Samsung models. But that's not all. AMD FreeSync Premium and NVIDIA G-Sync VRR are solutions for PC gamers that cut down on latency and improve the quality of the image. GeForce Now from NVIDIA joins Google Stadia as a way to stream games from the cloud. The Dolby Vision Gaming helps to change the HDR performance of games that work with it so that the brightness and black levels are better. So, you get the idea. The LG C2 monitor is about making everything better and brighter. Dear viewer, don't forget to check our video review on Samsung S95B versus LG C2 to learn which one has the best TV experience. See you soon.